Why, hello. I can't tell the story without Chica. Why, hello. So this story goes way back to like our high school days. Oh, is this the time where you... Yeah, it is. Usually after school, we take the bus to her house. This was the worst because the bus would drop us off here. No, guys, we'd have to hike up Mount Everest just to get to her house. An agonizing 8-minute hike, and then you'd finally get to the top. Obviously, to get to her house, we have to pass her neighbors. Keep in mind, I'm aware that they have 2 dogs. Just as we're about to pass their house, I noticed their gate was open. Do you see the warning signs? There it is! Do you see the other warning signs? Good job! So I'm freaking out and I think to myself, I'm not gonna casually walk past these dogs. Like, I know Chica can because she grew up with them, but those dogs don't know me. So I come up with the genius plan. While she walks along the sidewalk, they'll be too distracted to even notice me crossing the street. I'll just take like a wider turn to her house. It'll be fine. As she's passing the dogs, I can hear them start barking at her, and I'm thinking that's strange because they know her. So I turn around to see a 3rd dog. This happened so fast that while I'm processing that 3rd dog, I didn't even realize she already passed all of the dogs. So I'm standing in the middle of the street like an idiot when that 3rd dog turned into the Terminator. And the second he looks at me...
Target acquired.
Alright, there are 3 possible reactions in this situation. Option 1, fight. Let's be honest, I was already exhausted walking up that 5-minute hill. I wouldn't have stood a chance against a T-800, okay? Option 2, flight. Yeah, you guys can refer to the previous answer, alright? And option 3, freeze. I'll give you guys a millisecond to guess which one I did. So I'm frozen there when all of a sudden this dog turns from the Terminator into Itachi. And I was hypnotized. I take maybe 2 steps backwards. And it was as if he knew there was a rock behind me and anticipated my downfall. As I'm falling backwards, this dog races over and leaps into the air. And before I knew it, I was bit. No clickbait here, folks. I stand up, filled with adrenaline, when he makes his 4th transformation, Kisame. He starts circling around me like a shark, waiting to take another bite. When finally, the owner comes out and saves me. Better late than never, I guess. He rushes me into his house to attend to my wounds, and the first thing I tell him is, "My dad's gonna be so mad at you." And he's like, I think that's the least of your worries right now, kid. And you know what? He had a point, because I finally look at my arm and see a giant gaping hole with yellow fat coming out. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of cool, but also kind of terrifying at the same time. So my dad rushes me to the ER, and the doctor stitched me up, and he's like, "Come back for a checkup." So a week later, I come back to like a completely different doctor, and he checks my arm faster than he can blink, and he says, "Oh my God, it's beautiful. It healed so perfectly. She's good to go." That's medical terms for my dog bite good. And my dad's like, "Healed perfectly? Then why can't she move her arm?" Guys, I literally couldn't move my arm even a millimeter because it hurt so bad. It felt like somebody super glued a 200-pound dumbbell in my hand. Anyway, the doctor was speechless, so he starts like lifting up my sleeve all the way past my shoulder, and he tells us, "She's gonna be all right." Phew, thank God. Because it's her entire left arm that's infected, and she'll only be able to use her right arm for a while. No, but jokes aside, my dog bite was very infected. It actually spread through my entire arm and past my shoulder. And it's funny because as the doctor's removing the stitches, he says, "That's interesting. I personally wouldn't stitch a fresh dog bite. That's a higher risk for infection." Things that could have been brought to my attention yesterday. Anyway, I'm healed, guys, and I still have, count it, 2 arms, thankfully. I actually found out that dog was a rescue they recently got, and it was just trying to protect itself and its new family. And the owner made a mistake, and accidents happen. I just hope he learns from it. You know, it's just like one of those wrong place, wrong time type of situations. But this is where the dog made its 5th and final transformation. Just kidding. I found out they snuck it into a friend's house when I was at the hospital. Or did they? Whatever makes you feel better. Anyway, be careful out there.